Welcome back. Joined now by Simon Grieve, who's the publisher of the Gazette newspaper. Simon, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Art.
As most of our viewers know, the Gazette, Grunion Gazette, and the sister papers, Downtown and Uptown Gazettes, are part of the fabric of the community. Simon is the publisher, but he's not only the publisher of the Gazette newspapers, he's also the publisher of the Beach Reporter, covering the beach cities of Manhattan Beach,
Hermosa and
Redondo, and if that's not enough, also the publisher of the Peninsula News, covering Palos Verdes. So you have a big mandate, but your focus, of course, is on the Gazette papers.
Yes, very much so. I spend the majority of my time down in Long Beach at the Gazette.
And over many, many years, the Gazette has really embodied the fabric of Long Beach and the shore area in particular, and now downtown and uptown. How do you do it?
Wow, incredible group of talented people, I would say, and very invested in our community and been there a long time. When you look at the leadership of our newspapers and websites, Harry Saltzgaber obviously leads our editorial teams, been there 22 years. We've got our lead salesperson 25 years, so I've been there 15 years. So I think it's the group of people and the leadership we have there that kind of inspires.
I know you and the Press Telegram are now owned by the same parent, and but for many years you competed, and before you were purchased by Media News that then owned the Press Telegram, they were a fierce competitor, and but you had almost a monopoly on the classified ads of certain areas and all. They couldn't break into your market, so they bought you.
Well, I think that's probably pretty accurate. Yeah, we had such a foothold in the community, and when we were bought by Media News, I think they realized, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
And they left you alone, but you still competed very vigorously with the Press Telegram, even though you were both owned now by Media News. But then more recently, the thought occurred that why are we competing, Michael? We could be cooperating.
Absolutely. What the Gazette does, what Simon's team does, Harry's team, is very good. It's extraordinary, and it just makes total sense for us to cooperate and working together elevate the type of content that we're able to deliver customers of both publications.
And so sales teams from both papers can sell space in the other's publication, and you have a couple of wonderful young reporters on sports that are now being exposed in their work in the Press Telegram.
Right, Mike and JJ have been with the Gazettes for 3 years and cover a lot of the local high school and college teams, both in print and online, with highlight videos and so on and so forth. So yeah, that content is now shared with the Press Telegram to reach a broader audience.
So Mike, with the economic downturn that you referred to in the first segment, and with the newspaper business contracting all over America, you really have to act smarter and more lean and maximize your assets.
You know, you're absolutely right. You know, there's really no such thing as doing more with less. There's just doing less with less, unless there's a technological advancement, and which we had plenty of in our industry. That's why it makes sense to look at areas where we can share, where we can really maximize coverage and really exploit our expertise in ways that we haven't had to do before because we had the luxury of much larger staffs.
And in your advertising campaign for the Press Telegram, you're really partnering now with the Gazette papers and on billboards and in the ads, one of which we showed in the first segment. You're elevating their visibility as full partners with you in covering Long Beach.
Absolutely. I mean, this is an association we're very proud of, and we want to own it.
Well, it's nice to have a large parent that is valuing your services.
Yeah, and there's a lot of advantages to that too, in terms of this extra resource. You know, we're obviously a small group of people at the Gazette, so to be able to take advantage of some of that relationship in terms of extra resources really helps us help our readers get more information on the platforms they want to receive it.
You mentioned you've been with the paper for 15 years. Looking ahead to the future, Simon, of the Gazette part of this operation, what do you see coming down the road in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think it's an exciting time. I mean, I think there's never a better time to be in the news business, and I know that's a little bit counterintuitive, but
yes.
I think it's exciting. Particularly when you've been on this journey for so long. You know, I've been there 15 years, and I've seen a lot of changes. I've been publisher for 6, and I'm excited, incredibly excited by the group of people that I work with. We have some incredibly talented, creative people across our Gazette staff. And I'm excited to see where we're going to go, because you know I think we're in a great position in the market to do that and be very successful.
Well, I know, and we've talked about this off air, people read the Grunion for the ads as much as the stories. They really look to those, and that's a little bit unusual. Well, people really embrace the ads, and it's almost part of their information flow.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to the breadth of advertising. You know, we're a great vehicle for small business based on obviously what they can afford to spend and reaching that high readership we have. So yeah, I think that's part of that excitement for the Gazette, is that, you know, picking the dining coupons where you can, you know, I know you're not averse to using those, Art, where you can have the, you know, 15% off your dinner or whatever and so forth.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a big part of
and where to go for New Year's Eve, and where you should reserve for your holiday parties. I mean, you guys really kind of wrote the book on local involvement and content.
Right, and particularly in a pre-seed way. Our coverage is styled to precede, so we're writing about what you can do, what is upcoming.
Yes.
For this
get
weekend.
ahead of the curve.
Exactly, as opposed to covering something that's already occurred.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for finally joining us. We've been inviting you for years now, and we took Mike to get your attention. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure. I've enjoyed it.
Okay, stay with us. We'll be back with more of our show after these messages.
How do you like your chances the rest of the way?
I got no idea. But I do know that if we stay with Naples Rib Company, at least we won't go hungry.
Coach, what do you think about some of those questionable calls tonight?
Oh, yeah. But if you want a sound call, I'd call Naples Rib Company. You can't miss on that call.
Then Naples Rib Company is part of your game plan?
There really is nothing more motivating than a great barbecue meal at Naples Rib Company.
Victory or not, Naples Rib Company, great game plan.
Founded in 1976, Paulies Gourmet Coffee is Southern California's most complete gourmet coffee store. Paulies has the best tasting coffee, freshly roasted every day right in the store, plus a wide selection of teas, an in-house bakery, espresso bar, patio dining, and more. We also offer Wi-Fi, free internet access for all of our customers. Our nationwide clientele agree when it comes to coffee, there's only one name to remember, Paulies, 4606 East 2nd Street, welcoming you into Belmont Shore.
When I was a boy growing up in Italy, I had a dream to own my own store. I came to the United States and I worked hard as a tailor. Hi, I'm Umberto. I've been in Long Beach since 1960, carrying the finest quality men's clothing. Italy's a long way away, but styles are just around the corner. Umberto, 2141 Bellflower, Long Beach.
Hi, I'm Los Angeles County Supervisor Don Konami, host of Dialed In. Be sure to tune in as I welcome 3 of California's former governors, Governor George Duke-Machen, Governor Pete Wilson, and Governor Gray Davis, to discuss their time in office, as well as their thoughts on the issues Californians face today. Dialed In airs on Charter Communications, Channel 101, 7 days a week.